The rescue center staff was pleasantly surprised to find a box with the sender name on it on the doorstep. When they went inside, they were even more surprised to find dog food filling the crate. The animal returning their stare was clearly wild, but it was wearing a collar. Had someone actually kept it as a pet? Carolina Tiger Rescue CTR is sponsoring our organization. The unexpected delivery of coffee surprised employees at the center. The animal's former owners had squeezed it into a dog crate and left it at the CTR premises on April 27, 2009. The carrier's inhabitant wasn't a tiger or a dog, but something else entirely. The story actually began the previous day when a CTR member answered a ringing phone. The person on the other end, a woman who didn't give her name, made an unusual request. To be more specific, she said a friend of hers needed help. It transpired the friend had bitten off more than she could chew, as she was the owner of a rather wild pet. It seemed the animal was too aggressive to keep and needed a new home. Therein lies the problem, however. CTR curator had to sign new residents off. Furthermore, not only was the curator off that day, but there was also another issue. CTR was struggling for space. It had recently admitted 2 tigers to the sanctuary, both of which were using the quarantine area. Nevertheless, CTR gave the woman the curator's contact details. Still, CTR curator didn't expect to find the animal waiting for her in a dog carrier the following day. The container was way too small for its occupant, which turned out to be an adult serval cat, a medium-sized wild cat indigenous to Africa. The felines are generally solitary creatures that live on a diet of small animals such as birds and rodents. An acute sense of hearing helps the cats pinpoint prey, which they then ambush with a minimum of fuss. Indeed, servals boast an incredible pounce and can leap around 7 feet off the ground. CTR Communications Manager Jessica Morgan recounted events to the dodo on January 30, 2018. "We found the serval on our doorstep in a dog crate with a note attached," she said. "It told us about his former home and his name. Consequently, staff knew that the cat's name was Elvis, as his previous owners had indicated as much. The note accompanying the crate ended simply, 'Love me tender, Elvis.' As previously mentioned, the owner made Elvis leave the building because of his wild nature."
Also, if you've not done so already, please subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell to get inspired by these animal stories every day. Now, back to the story.
"He became too large and too aggressive for his owner to handle," Morgan continued. "It's not his fault. He's a wild cat with wildcat instincts, so we found a way to make it work. We couldn't turn him away. Consequently, CTR let Elvis into their hearts. Elvis's medical checkup revealed that his owners probably didn't know how to take care of him properly. To begin with, he was significantly underweighting for a cat his size and was possibly suffering from malnourishment. But there was something else too. CTR noticed some marks on Elvis's neck, as if the skin had grown over a collar he'd been wearing. Further investigation revealed that this was indeed the case. Moreover, the collar was still embedded in Elvis's flesh and had to be surgically removed. Additionally, Elvis's forehead bore scars. We believe they came from him constantly rubbing his face on the crate," CTR explained on its official website. And when the cat's carers introduced him to his new outdoor enclosure, his reaction told a story of long confinement. Morgan told the dodo, "He walked in circles for a while that indicated to us that he was confined to that crate for a while. But after he settled in, Elvis's true personality started to blossom. He even found a love of the crowd, just like his namesake. Despite being abandoned on account of his aggressive nature, Elvis loved visitors. Elvis can be a very social serval." The CTR website described, "He will often come up to the fence to greet tour guests and volunteers, as long as they keep their distance, that is. And if they don't steer clear, then the cat will soon let them know." As the CTR website confirms, Elvis will, however, remind someone if they are too close by hissing at them and backing away. It states, "Hissy fits notwithstanding, Elvis still took his place on CTR's tour. But one day, a few years after his arrival, the center's care team noticed something: Elvis wasn't using one of his limbs. Subsequently, an examination revealed that Elvis had somehow broken his rear left leg. It was shattered in more than a dozen places, and we still aren't sure how it happened," Morgan said. Sadly, as a result of the terrible damage, animal doctors had to amputate the leg. A thorough check of the grounds failed to shed any light on the matter, and the whole event remains a mystery. But Elvis had survived so much already, and soon he adapted to his new disability too. Not even losing a leg could cut Elvis's show short. Elvis lies happily on our tour path, still able to run and jump up onto his platforms. Morgan told the dodo, "Happily? Then the cat is now living free as he was always meant to do." Other servals, however, aren't so lucky, as it's legal to keep wild animals as pets in North Carolina. Moreover, this is something that CTR is clearly unhappy. Elvis's story is a direct result of this lack of legislation, CTR website reported. People are obtaining them as pets and then realizing, sometimes at the expense of a human life or the animal's life, that this isn't a good idea. Animals such as Elvis deserve to be respected as the wild animals they are.